This is Christina, and you're watching Custom Games. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to stream. I'm your host, Christina. Tonight, we're in Car Mechanic Sim. I am joined by Chase. Say hi, Chase.
Hola.
So tonight, this is Car Mechanic Sim 2021. I have some familiarity with it. Chase only has familiarity with
19.
18.
18. Yeah, you knew what I meant. 4, 5, 6.
And right now, I am doing an engine rebuild on this beautiful car. Oh, and did we take the battery out, or did we... Wait a minute. Exit examination mode. That's right, we were going to charge that. This is the engine I'm rebuilding. It was not this nice when I first got it. And... What?
No, they're usually not that nice when they come in, ever. Even the quote-unquote selector cars.
So yeah, what I did is I've already rebuilt a lot of it. It's just final assembly now.
Bueno.
What am I missing on the bottom? We're missing an oil pan.
I'll be damned.
Oh, we're missing that rod cap. There we go.
To bring up the topic from the previous stream,
Oh boy.
you're never going to guess.
Bring up a topic from the previous stream.
So, you know, encase your villagers in carbonite. And it
Okay.
reduced their number from 300 microseconds a tick to about 60 to 80.
Okay.
I just achieved the same thing by giving them all jobs.
I think I've got it all. This is very much an engine I prepared earlier scenario. Take off engine. I'm just carrying the engine now. No. Don't sell it. Let's just put that in there. Okay, now how's the car status look? Okay, fuel pump needs done. It doesn't like that piston. Okay. And it doesn't like the starter either. And we still got more suspension parts that we're going to have to deal with, but we've got the majority of it fixed. Okay, let's figure out which frickin' piston this is. I mean, at this point, we're going for full rebuild, so... What is the minimum I can take off and still get there? Oh, you know what? I know why this was partially apart. Because I had already learned that information and I was going back after it. That's what this was. It's a very shiny engine.
Sorry about that. But yes, anyway, I just had a random thought, and I grabbed just a bunch of lecterns, and I went around going, you get a job, you get a job, you get a job, you get a job. Rated the profile, and they went from 300 and some odd a piece to like 68, 72. So I eliminated probably 60 to 70% of the lag from your area. See, I told you to give me a minute. You thought I was going to have to come through and just everybody. But the reason they were all so high is they were looking for jobs.
Jesus
So their AI was
Christ.
scanning all the way out to the edge of the villager.
All the way out to the end of the villager?
I was hoping you wouldn't hear that. Let me just give myself a flub.
Okay, which one does it... I'm about to tear this whole effing engine back apart.
Oh, what'd you do? Get to the end and find one bolt left over?
No, put it back on the car, and the car said, no.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Because apparently, even though the repair part threshold is 50%, these 52s are not taking. So apparently it has decided that I have to build an entire new engine.
I was going to say, did those 52s bring the overall average down to below 50?
No.
Okay.
The engine itself's a 93.
That's dumb.
Uh-huh. So you want to talk about shortcuts of this engine?
I mean... Oh.
Oh. Boog just got back. Wants to know what the server lag was. Chickens
sure
and
of multiple things.
Chickens and unemployed villagers.
Yes. Oh, on top of everyone was doing stuff really fast and .map was having trouble keeping up because it was still rendering the isometric view.
Suggestion, especially for tomorrow's 4-hour stream, maybe we should just not have it rendering.
It's already paused on render for that particular reason. Ma'am, you waiting on me? You already in the past.
Not millions. Although Chiba was making a small KFC.
No, it wasn't that many. It was, well, 200 and something I said when I killed them all that were in loaded chunks.
Okay.
But-
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna strip this engine all the way down. I'm gonna sell any part that's under 100%. I'm gonna buy all 100% and rebuild the engine. Because if I don't, the one thing that I put back that isn't 100% is gonna complain. Okay, the bearings are all okay. Crankshaft is fine. Block is fine. I can leave that shit alone. We're gonna go ahead and take apart the clutch bearing, clutch pressure plate. Clutch plate's fine. Flywheel's not. Fuel filter's fine. You know what? Just take it all off. But no, I was in the process of re-disassembling this when I gave up the last time.
Yeah.
Because I just said, fuck it. That roller needs to go. This roller needs to go. Belt was brand new. The crankshaft pulley needs redone. Steering pump's fine, but we gotta pull it. Brand new arm. We just got him a crate engine is all we did, you know? It was easier than fixing the thing. We're just dropping a new crate engine in.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, there's some engines that I would be like, you know what? It may only be a $20 part, but
What about a
sanity
North
and
Star?
livelihood. Yo, no, take it out back, melt it down, sell it for the scrap aluminum. Aluminum head was the stupidest decision ever made. Stupidest.
Okay, I believe I have taken everything off this motor that might need replaced. And now, we're going to go
Have fun at
through...
dinner, Boog. Eat extra for me.
Sell parts. Anything under 99%. Sell parts. And not arrival. Give me by name. Up. All right. Eight. Okay, only 3 pistons came back, so I need 3 more. I need 5 more pistons. You just watched my brain
coaster.
work there.
Work maybe backfire a couple times. I don't know about work.
Wow. All right, rotate. Going to part mount. Ay, ay, ay. So how are you tonight, Chase?
Eh. Be honest, I think if I stood still for about 6 or 7 seconds and closed my eyes, I wouldn't wake up for 3 days.
In other words, you're going to bed after stream?
Probably not.
Why not?
Because I got stuff to do.
Stuff can wait.
Uh-uh.
HVF.
Not enough minutes in a year. I mean, you can only do so much with 525,600 minutes. Especially when a lot of those are spent sleeping.
Oh, great. You're empowering Mike.
I mean, you know what? No, I'm going to go for it. See, Mike deserves to spend the extra time awake. He doesn't have that many of those minutes left.
Crankshaft pulley and water pump pulley? Cool. Crankshaft. Where's it at? Crankshaft pulley. Veto HV? No. Yeah, I was right. And water pump. Pulley.
Christina, I understand your thought process of doing this to this motor. But I can also tell you that if you were one of my technicians and you were waiting till you were getting ready to put a part on to go, oh yeah, I need one,
Arm A
and order
arm
it,
B.
they would not find the pieces of your remains.
Well, when they show up in my hands, instantly when I go, oh, I need this, it doesn't really punish you at all.
Just saying. Just saying. Especially when stuff like those arms that you're currently getting would be like 7 states away on 3 types of super secret back order that I'd have to source from another dealer and just all kinds of bull. Yeah, no,
See, luckily I can just go boop and boop. There they are.
See, no, when I play this game, I go into parts manager mode. So before I've even torn it down, if I know what the problem is, all the parts are sitting in my inventory.
Jesus.
What's really bad?
Okay,
Yes.
I need 1, 2, 3 idler roller A's.
One of the shortcuts they take is they don't have any OTU parts. One-time use.
Well, they do kind of. Because there are some parts that you are not allowed to repair regardless of their condition. In that regard, it is one-time use, but I get what you're saying, which is once it comes off, it doesn't go back on.
Yeah, like half of the bolts you took out of that block are one-time use.
But also, if they started counting every individual bolt, I think they would cease to be a game.
What's really bad is I think they would actually increase their audience, if I'm being honest with you.
Hard to say.
I have worked around a lot of master techs in my life, and they cannot avoid the want to replace a one-time use component. Exactly, Mike.
You also don't have to gap spark plugs.
Oh, you don't have to gap spark plugs anymore anyway. Every spark plug produced nowadays are at the appropriate gap for the metal that's inside them.
You want to tell him
Because
the old
I don't know if
timer
you've ever-
mechanics of that?
I mean, this is true, but have you ever tried to gap a actual platinum tip spark plug?
Mm-mm.
You'll come out with your gauge having a gouge right through it as deep as the tip is. Uh-oh, what happened? The multiple U one.
It specifically caught it because it thought you were trying to evade.
You know, there is a part of me that misses being in the automotive industry. But part of me that's able to wake up every morning and not feel like I've been run over by a steamroller because my spine feels like it's decomposing around me says, you know what, it's not that bad to not be in the industry anymore. I mean, Mike, you're right, but for further reference, Christina, most Ford engines are happy with a coil output voltage of between 60 and 6,000 volts. Doesn't care. As long as it could generate kind of a spark, it'll run.
So
That's also the same time why most Fords. Go ahead.
So fantastic engine, terrible vehicle design.
Oh, I never said fantastic engine. They are pieces of hot garbage. Especially the Triton motor.
Well, we don't talk about
You got to take
Triton.
a spark plug out of a Triton motor if you don't make like 6 different virgin sacrifices and have 5 gallons of the tears of the orphans from the orphanage next door. Every one of those spark plugs is going to leave its threads behind in the block.
We don't talk about Triton. No, 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 no.
Both the North Star motor from GM and the Triton motor from Ford are the only 2 engines or engine designs I've ever seen that a dealership has an entire shelving system for their specialty tools dedicated to those engines.
Let me guess, the North Star is just a hammer and a blowtorch?
No, it is it's antipsychotics and the phone number to the suicide prevention hotline.
No.
I think that's the best mechanical joke I've ever told.
God. Okay. Flywheel. Nope. Everything but the clutch plate, I believe, is what I need.
Mike, I work for Ford as a started out as parts counter person, then master certification in parts management, service advisor, service manager, warranty administrator, all for the same dealership at the same time, as a matter of fact, there for a while. 90 hours a week. Also in GM Parts Master Certified. Some Nissan parts, Kia Parts Master Certified. I've been around the neighborhood. Was a fixer for Advanced Auto Parts for a while. That was fun.
100% engine. All right.
Yay!
So now,
Putting that nice, pretty engine in that big old rolling turd.
okay, we got that fixed. Okay, we gotta do the fuel pump. Gotta do the starter. Then I gotta figure out what all that is. Sister recommended the workshop. Truth be told, when I learned the location, I couldn't believe there was anything standing here at all. Oh, good. Truck, use it every day at work. It's a bit worn out, but it's not missing anything. Apart from the engine's crackling and drops in power, I don't see any major problems, but maybe it's a matter of habit. Let's take a closer look at the suspension. Car's often carrying some loads. Do the routine checkup and make it usable for a few more years. Thanks. Okay. So what we need to do...
It's crackling. Check the poor muffler.
Catalytics, mufflers are fine.
Really?
Yeah. Suspension don't look great. We'll see that in a minute.
Suspension.
We'll see that in a minute when I get under it. But, okay, we gotta go underneath. Which only scares me slightly.
I also love the fact that you were able to change that motor from up there.
Don't ask.
Also, at the same time, I would be terrified if I had a lift that moved that fast.
Part mount. Gearbox. Did get a brand new gearbox, so that's a good sign. Oh my god, that's spring! Springs! Oh good. I want to be under it less and less.
It's fine, probably. Most of the bolts are there.
That rear end has got to be like falling off as I've got it pulled up.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, starter should be fixed.
Just don't use any rust remover on those leaf springs.
What leaf springs? I only see rust.
It's in the shape of a leaf spring. That's all that matters.
Okay, I need 2 front exhaust pipes for Vito HV.
Look, we saw a truck one time that came in and said that his the back end of the truck was making some funny noises. And he saw something that was loose, so he zip tied it back and wanted us to look at it. We go and we get ready to put it on the lift, and I start screaming, "Stop, stop, 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 stop!" And the guy's like, "What?" Tech comes over from the side of the lift, looks over, and then goes, "Oh my god." The spring shackle had disintegrated, and he had zip tied the leaf spring back to the frame. Wasn't connected with a shackle at all. It was just a big old zip tie. So we went up front. We sat down with him and asked him how he was still alive. He's like, "What do you mean?" We're like, "The part you zip tied back on holds your car together essentially back there." And he goes, oh no." Oh no is an understatement, sir.
Okay, now back here, go ahead and switch out that fuel pump. God, I wish it were that easy.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I have an air filter on that, right? Yes. Okay. Going up.
I had a truck one time that I needed to change the fuel pump in, and it made me so mad that I finally just said, "Screw it," jerked the toolbox out of the bed, pulled the bed off.
Of course you did.
It took me less time to pull the bed off. then it would have to get all the rust out of the hanger bolts for the tank to drop the tank down.
Thank you for the follow. We really appreciate it. Okay, am I just
I
in the
mean, to be fair, it was a
wrong-
truck that was almost as old as I was, so.
Fuel. The hell? There it is. Know what they had it under, but
Well, I
All
mean,
right.
something like that, and the Ford will be a fuel module.
so now
Which is so dumb.
here's going to be the fun part. Go ahead and put oil in it.
This part also makes me very sad.
And how's our steering reservoir? Good. And windshield washer fluid's full. Brake booster, where are we at? Fine. Okay, go and fill up the radiator, because I don't think it is. Oh, it is. Okay, I already did that. Okay, so now here's what's gonna happen. Let's grab this charged battery. That there. Close that. Put you down. Now, move the car to the test path. Oh, the car thinks it'll start, so that's a good sign. If the car will not start, it will not let you bring it here.
I mean, that's fair.
So now, here's the fun part. Ready to shake the shit out of the car?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yep, brakes are a problem. Brakes are more so a problem. And shake the shit out of it. That's a problem. This thing's gonna be brand new except for the body.
That's what I felt like when I got out of the hospital.
My God.
Oh. Oh, you drove that in there. Oh. Yeah, those aren't bushings, they're just
Oh, look at the leaf spring. 10%.
Oh my God.
2%.
That leaf done left.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do some suspension work, shall we? And then we'll bring it back for an alignment. You know what? While I'm here, examination mode.
Dang, boo. That sounds fantastic.
Oh my god, this sway bar is bad too. Hey Chase, you just told the story of this truck.
I mean, fair.
See the red?
Uh-huh. Oh, just think, you were under that. All that weight hanging off of that well. It's all rusted, so that might not have been that heavy. And Boog, if I hadn't just finished dinner myself, yes, so I would probably be hungry.
I'm checking the tire tread
Uh-huh.
on all 4 tires. From that tire.
That's fine.
Okay. Let us begin. Oh. Oh. DW04.
Ah.
Also, before I forget, let's just go ahead and clear out the status on that fuel pump. How have I not discovered something? 2 somethings.
Dun, dun, dun.
There are 2 somethings I am missing. Imagine I will find them as we continue.
I was going to say, like, if you're not seeing it in inspection mode, then it's something that's behind something else.
9% pads, 10% rotor. Hub looks okay. Bearing does not. Nope, we gotta take the hub. Hub cap. Now can we? There you go. Tie rods look okay. The suspension arm is not. Sway bar, there it is. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. And the whole thing falls off the car. Okay, let's do this. Just so I know what I need to do. I'm down to 1 that I haven't pulled yet. Chances they're just counting the leafs, the spring. Yep. The two missed ones were the front springs. Kaboom! Oh. Not funny?
I
Front sway bar B. I didn't realize that was one of the bushings right there that needed to go. There's that rubber bushing. And second verse, same as the first on this guy. What did I just get? Part mount. 2 rubber bushings for 6. Oh, we need those tops too. Means if I'm doing one, I'm doing both. You playing this is insight into my projects the next several months. Oh God, Boog. What are you doing? Did you have any fun tales from the dealership?
I mean, there was the time that the air compressor exploded and almost killed me.
Haven't heard that one.
Did I ever tell you that one?
No.
One rare Saturday a month, I would get to come in later than everyone else would. It was the dealership's way of saying, you know, have some time to you, which means I could get there at 8 instead of 6.
Okay.
I was walking in the back door. They had the shop doors rolled up already, so I was walking in the back door, walking up through. And the compressor's at the back of the shop. And the air dryer, as I was walking by, was making this god-awful noise. And I had yelled across the shop. I said, "Hey, Brian." And he goes, "What?" I said, "When was the last time we serviced the air dryer?" I said, "'Cause that's your thing." He goes, the other day." I said, "When's the other day?" He's like, "I don't know." I said, "It hasn't been lately, has it?" And he says, "No." And about the time he said no, the air compressor tried to start up and the whole thing come apart. It was full of water.
Oh my god.
Piston hydrolocked, threw it out through the bottom of the compressor. The compressor opened like a can of biscuits, and the piston was then thrown out, whizzing past my head. I felt it go.
Oh.
So after I went to the bathroom and cleaned out my pants, I walked up front and told the GM, I said, shop's closed today. He said, very funny. No, it's not. He goes, what do you mean the shop's closed today? I said, was I not speaking English? The shop is closed today. I said, the compressor just blew up. I said, I can't take any vehicles off lifts. I said, our locks are pneumatic. They won't come off. He goes, well, can't you run to Harbor Freight and grab a new compressor? I said, no, I can't go to Harbor Freight and get a full industrial compressor. I said, what are you suggesting? I get a pancake one and just hook it to each lift as we need to take something down? He goes, would that work? I went, oh.
I was like, the fact that you gave that option, I knew what that next question was gonna be. Would that work?
He goes, well, Cole, see somebody can fix it. I said, fix it. I said, our lines are full of water. The compressor has exploded. I said, the fix is them bringing a crane in with a new compressor and replacing it. Can that be done today? I said, on a Saturday at the end of the month. He goes, I don't know how this works. I said, that's obvious, Stacy, and I walked away. Called 12 places before I got somebody on the phone. They, well, you send a tech out to look at it. I'm like, man, I don't need a tech. I need a new compressor. We'll get you a quote. I said, ma'am, I have a credit card here with no limit. I need a compressor. I said, I will pay you to get this done today. Guy comes out and he looks and he goes, yep, can't fix that. I said, I told the lady on the phone I knew it wasn't fixable. I said, I told her I needed a new compressor. 3 days later, we had a compressor.
Oh my god.
That was the fastest one.
This happened multiple times?
No, we only blew up one compressor. The Dodge dealership that was our sister store blew up 3 or 4.
Jesus.
Most compressors have a dump valve on the bottom of them that goes off periodically. If you've ever been out behind a shop and you've been scared shitless, you know what that dump valve sounds like. Just mid-conversation, just psh, you're like, ah! But those only get so much moisture out of the lines and out of the tank. So it's always good to have a separate dryer attached. Well, if you don't service the dryer, eventually when the compressor runs, it'll just suck the water straight out of the dryer and into itself.
Oh. Ow, I need 2 rear shock absorber Bs. Forgot that.
And then there was also the time our diesel tech said his lifts weren't behaving right. And I walked out and looked at him. And I said, you're right, they're not behaving right. I said, but I'm also going to have to send you home for a while. And he goes, why? I said, because you don't have a lift anymore. And he goes, what do you mean? And I reached down and grabbed one of the floor bolts and pulled it straight up out of the concrete.
Oh, oh no.
I said, the floor under your lift has failed. So I had to call in a lift company to come take the lift up. Then I had to call in a concrete company to come pour a new floor.
Then you had to wait for the concrete to set.
Uh-huh.
And then you could
And then
call the
detention
lift
test.
company. Well,
They come tension test the floor. And then, once it was tension test, it was 2 more weeks to allow it to de-stress from the tension test. And then we had the new lift installed.
yes, Link, I asked him to do it. Then what's Boog talking about? Got 2 tractors
Boog's
to
busy.
rebuild, 2 backhoes to service, returning an international dump truck to working order along with the skid steer, repair a dozer, and build a reunion trailer and catering trailer. And then build a grow room, cold storage, and modify the hay barn. Dear God, Boog. No, he has not told that story yet, Link.
That one wasn't at the shop. That was at my personal area. We have a Project Jeep CJ5. I had to change the flex plate in it because the previous owner did not understand what a stuck Bendix on a starter was and took half the teeth off of the flex plate. So we're laying underneath this Jeep. Got a transmission on a transmission jack. And we're laying there with my buddy. He's helping me, and all of a sudden I just hear this god-awful high-pitched noise, and it takes me a minute to figure out what it is. Because my buddy was helping me because he was the only one that was thin enough to still fit up underneath this thing and work with the transmission jack in there. So he's laying with this transmission hovering above his chest. And the engine disconnected, because on the CJ, the engine brackets are only in the middle of the engine.
Ugh.
What supports the back half of the engine is the transmission.
Okay.
So you got transmission jack on one side and a regular jack on the other side holding the engine steady. So Trevor's laying up underneath both of them, kind of. And there's this high-pitched noise. And it dawns on me what it is. Now, the sound I was hearing was a pump seal on the jack getting ready to let go. It was oil getting past the seal.
Oh, no.
I said, Trevor, move. And he goes, what? And he's looking at me all confused. I said, move. And I shoved him and then threw my hand up at the same time. And the jack let go, and I got pinned between the engine and the ground holding this transmission. This engine. He was still underneath it. And I was like, hey, man, can you do me a favor? He said, yeah, but what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? I said, get out from underneath this fucking engine so I can put it down.
I'm sorry, Chase. You're a badass. Certified,
it was pure
bonafide
adrenaline.
badass.
So he gets out, and I said, okay, now throw me that 4x4 so I have some cribbing. He throws me the 4x4, and I put it under the engine. I set the engine down. And I said, okay, now I'm going to sit in the corner and cry because my arm hurts really, really badly. I got Sinawi.
Aye.
That reminds me, is we used to, at the Chevy place, we had this engine stand in our pro shop. And on the engine stand, we had an engine. Now, what people didn't know is this was a polystyrene engine. We had a guy that was so good with rattle cans. He painted the block of this engine, and it looked real. Well, one day, we had this customer that drove us absolutely insane, and we loved to mess with them because they drove us insane. My parts manager comes out, and he starts this play fight with me. And I looked at him, and I got this look on my face, and he's just like, oh, no. I said, you know what, Kevin? I'm tired of your shit. And I ripped the engine off the engine stand. It weighed like 3 pounds because it was foam. And I threw it at Kevin, and he dodged it. And the customer was white as a sheet of paper. Because he literally just seen this big, tall, fat dude just rip an engine and just haul it across the department.
Jesus. Go out and see if we can find a car to play with.
I mean, Link, to be honest, the number of things that should have killed me in my life grows by the day. Oh, Boog, I love wiring issues. It's one of my favorite things.
Mike wants to know, where do I get a polystyrene engine? I need several.
Any of the big crate motor manufacturers, like Jegs, will sell you one. Just ask for a display engine and how much it costs. And oddly enough, most companies will send you a polystyrene engine, but they'll send you an actual carburetor on top.
Why?
Because everyone wants to reach and fiddle with the carburetor, so it needs to move. It's cheaper to include just a cheap, quote-unquote, poly carburetor on it than it is to have a fake carburetor engineered.
Fair. Really good. Do a junkyard run. God, hour 10. Considering I almost completely rebuilt that van in an hour, I think we can do a junkyard run. Please tell me we got a good car out here.
See, that makes me wish I was closer, Boo, because I really love wiring stuff. That's like one of my favorite things to figure out, is electrical issues.
It'd be fun for me to just work on some of that shit. Oh, yes.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
What?
Christina, you end up making it down here at some point this summer. You can help me rebuild the wiring harness from scratch on the Jeep.
Maybe. Maybe. No.
Oh, Link, the number of volts I've taken through my arm is like enough to power a small town for a year. I mean,
No. That deserves to be there.
and there was also the time that I actually heard a phone ring in my head, so.
Gotta tell it now, dude.
Well, I forgot. Okay, I'm really bad. I really, and Boog, you're gonna roll your eyes at this. I'm really bad about stripping wires with my teeth. Why the dozer only turns left?
Okay, that would be fun.
See, my first thought with that is the switching valve's bad. So the fluid going down only goes one way.
Look how bad this not a Tesla is.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, no, I'm really bad about stripping wires with my teeth. Because my wire strippers are always out of reach or in my other tool bag. And I was rewiring a phone line, and I needed the wire stripped. And I couldn't reach anything, so I just went and stripped it with my teeth. And, you know, a phone line keeps, 5 to 10 volts on it at all times. That's no big deal. It's like licking a 9-volt battery. To ensure that, they can tell there's something plugged into the phone line to know whether or not to ring your line. Well, I, was stripping the wire, going, ooh, tingly, because, 5 to 10 volts. And then the phone rang. Now, left over from the days where phones used mechanical bells, they had a little motor that was driven back and forth with an AC circuit. Well, it was not a motor, it was a electromagnet. When the voltage went high, it pulled it one way. When it went low, it pulled it the other. That's 60 some odd volts. And when that's going through the saliva in your mouth and you have fillings, you can hear that phone ring in your ear. I also think I may have inadvertently made a collect call to Singapore, but I don't know. Everything went kind of fuzzy for a second. I talked like this for about 35 minutes afterwards. It's kind of hard to talk when your tongue's completely numb.
All right, so we've got it in an atom. I still want to see if we can get something else. I'm going to reset the junkyard and try again. All right, let's see what we have on this walk. What are you? Audi. Nope. What are you? Now that ain't bad. How bad we looking? Keep that in mind.
Let's see. Do I have any more good?
Stories?
No, but I have 2 hilarious YouTube videos I can post to Media and Memes.
Oh no.
One of which was a technician not paying attention and walking headfirst into the arms of an alignment rack. And then looking around the shop like, did anybody see that?
I mean,
While
the
the rest of us
cameras
laugh
obviously did.
Yeah, while the rest of us laugh in the background watching the security cameras. And the other is a parts manager of mine went to try to move a set of bed liners, but they got stuck on a crack in the parking lot, and he just went tumbling over into the...
Nope. I think we'll go with this. All right, now we have a very important decision. We have to decide which one we're going to work on tonight.
Oh. There's that one. There's that one.
All right, which one? The not a Tesla or the not a Buick?
Let's go with the not a Buick because I'm a Buick fan. For the most part. There are some that I don't like. Speaking of Buicks, I was working at Advance one time. And this lady comes in and she's asking for a part. I was like, sure, I can help you out. And she goes, I feel dumb. You know, she said, because, you know, don't really think I should be coming in here, you know. And she's just going on and on about how she felt embarrassed to be a woman asking for help on her car. And I'm like, it's no big deal. And then she proceeds to tell me that her car is a Buick Rondevis.
Oh, no.
I said, what? I couldn't help myself. I just looked down and went, what? And she said, yeah, it's a book. I said, man, mind if I come out and take a look and tell me more about your problem? She said, yeah, sure. Walk out there and look at the back of the car, and I was like, oh, no, okay, yep, it's a Buick Rendezvous. It's a Buick Rendezvous. So I go back in and I look up her parts and get her what she needs. I said, I'll take it out of your car for her. She said, okay. We walked out the car, and I said, ma'am, I said, I wanted to tell you out here, just in case. And she looks at me, she says, did I do something really embarrassing? I said, you might think of it that way, ma'am. And she goes, what did I do? I said, the brand of your car is a Buick, and the model is a Rendezvous. It's French. And she said, oh, that must have sounded stupid. And I said, no, ma'am. I said, I was just slightly confused. I said, but for future reference, so someone else doesn't get confused, it's a Buick Rendezvous. And she said, thank you. I said, yes, ma'am. She goes, thank you for telling me outside with no one around. Okay, here, I'm going to post these. Medium beams. Is that one?
Okay, so this is basically a rebuild from the ground up. Um,
Oh God, Mike, I love that sign you sent me a picture of.
mm, oh dear Lord. Okay. Let's just go ahead and take this out of its misery.
Indeed, it was.
Share with the class.
It's a sign that says, "Don't worry, my staff is accustomed to dumb questions." See, one of my favorite things I used to do in advance was with the customers that I'd see a lot and we had a good rapport with. They would come in and go, "I have a dumb question," and I go, "There's no such thing as a dumb question." They'd ask their question, and then I go, "Except for that one." They'd look at me and go, "I told you it was dumb." I was like, "I was just kidding."
I think this is going to be a teardown stream at the end is what this is going to be. I don't think there's a part that's going to be left on this car when I'm done.
Teardown is in the activity, not the game. Other games are available.
Fair.
Yeah, Boog, feel free to send me any questions or anything. Like I said, it's one of my favorite things to do. Hey,
You know, you're not wrong, Mike.
what they need is a DLC for the game where they ship you a hammer. And every now and then it'll pop up on screen that says "hit your thumb with hammer."
No.
Yes,
No.
yes. Or a sharp metal edge and a wrench. And every now and then it pops up on screen that says "hold wrench and punch metal edge."
No.
Yes. It's one of the best parts is busting your knuckles trying to get a bolt loose. Some of my most colorful language has been invented when that happens.
So I think we might go the route of putting a performance car back together.
Okay.
Because we've got the liveries and everything to do it. I think. Down we go.
Also, thanks to working in a Ford dealer, that I now have a new rule when it comes to engine hoists, which is never trust them if you haven't personally inspected them.
Looks good to me.
I almost ruined my Master Tech's hands because of an engine hoist that I hadn't personally inspected.
Hmm.
I didn't know it had a sticky release on it to start lowering it. and I was using my pliers to turn the release, and I was trying to turn it softly, and it was stuck, so I kept having to increase pressure, and all of a sudden it broke loose. And when it broke loose, it let off enough pressure that the engine just came straight down on his hands.
Charge 2 carb. This was already a performance car. Alright, sell parts. 99% and under.
You're down to 1 part.
Okay. Now, here's what we're gonna do. Install, nope. Create a new engine. And we want... Well, wait a minute. Let's go look at the car and see what specs I'm allowed to pull. Got a preference of the swap options? For a performance car?
I don't know. I mean, really and truthfully, I always try to tune to the driver, so...
It's gonna be a drag car. Is what I'm gonna build it into.
Well, get whatever you can to get you long-sustained torque. High RPM long-sustained torque.
Take a look.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
Those Acadias are always out for blood. Literally.
We had a Buick Park Ave that was the same way. 98 Park Ave. It was like a maroon. And from the moment we got it, my dad feared working on it.
Yeah.
Because every time he worked on it, he came away with another bruise, cut, or gouge.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's the power on the engine that it's got now. I'm sorry, was there a DOHC option?
Yes, the do hook.
No, but there was a 446 pack. Where's the 446 pack at? $501,390. Less horsepower, better torque. I don't know that I like putting a Hemi back in a Buick. That feels wrong.
I mean, to be fair, you're making a performance vehicle, so it's not gonna...
Oh, Jesus, Boog.
That's just it with the Yukons, especially like the Denali's, is they're either in the shop or running the best they've ever ran in their entire life. There's no really in between.
That is a weird duality.
Well, it's Schrodinger's engine. It's either working or not.
Let's just
Don't know till you observe the engine.
Let's put what's already in it back in. What we are gonna do though, let's go ahead and put the... We're gonna wash this real quick just so we have the dirt and everything off. Better. Car lift, B. Totally not a Buick. Not at all. Part mount. C8OHV. I think I know this build by heart. Engine block. C8OHV. Boop. The only weird part's gonna come intake and above. Because I don't do the supercharger often. Other question. Should I be playing with performance? Not. Let's see. Custom gearbox. Tuning shop. What do we have on the tuning shop? Carbs. Heads. No blocks. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, with the transfer case parts and stuff like that being direct ship out of the manufacturer up in Washington, I imagine so. Well, the other parts will be Borg Warner, which is down here, 10 minutes from me. We actually got a transfer case one time from Borg Warner. Called GM. GM's like, you know, it's going to come from the manufacturer, it's direct ship. And I'm like, this is going to sound really weird, but can you tell me which facility it would ship from? And she goes, yeah, it's the South Carolina one. I said, ha ha ha, can you arrange for me to pick it up? She goes, you want to drive all the way to pick it up? And I said, ma'am, that facility is 10 minutes from here. And she goes, oh, hold on a minute. She comes back on the line 10 minutes later, and she goes, it's on the dock waiting for you. I said, you are an angel, ma'am. Thank you.
Can't want to bet which one I'll need for the supercharger. Wait. Let's do the block. Will be, there's my fuel filter, there's my performance fuel filter.
Yep. Tell it's performance because it's got flames painted on the side of it.
Okay, listen.
What? What? Filter medium is filter medium as far as I'm concerned. If you want to get any greater flow, that means you're going to have bigger holes in the filter medium, which means it's not going to filter as much. Tell me I'm wrong.
Don't need to. HV.
If anything, you have parallel filters. See, now I've got to ask a question of you now, Christina.
Oh boy.
This is going to determine my feelings of our friendship, okay? This is a very important question. Being a car girl, have you or have you not seen Christine?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Now, are you just telling me you have so I don't give you shit about it, or have you actually seen it?
Wow! Yes, I have seen it! I don't know how I feel about our friendship now.
You could just leave if you want. That's fine. You could abandon me like everybody else does.
Ah, and he has now walked away.
I'm right here.
Timing chain, video HP. Where are we at there? Build that. Distributor A, coil B.
Look, it's my job to make sure that at any point in time you either absolutely love me or you absolutely want me ground into a paste and spread over Nevada. There's no in between.
Coil B, distributor A, cap, and rotor. B. I swear to God, if I go in here and find out that there are high performance clips, I'm gonna lose it. Nope. Okay. My respect in the game has been semi-restored.
I mean, honestly, that sounds like something Nissan would do is make a high performance clip. That or Mazda.
That we got in here. Why we checked.
Oh. Christina.
Yes.
Look at what Booba sent me in memes.
I can't click out.
Will you have your phone? Look on your phone.
Ooh. Oh, those look tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're telling me. Oh, let's get the spark plugs. Gonna need that. Gonna need that. Sure. I need rings.
Look, those eggs are gorgeous.
8 sets of rings. Eight rod caps. Engine heads. I think I've already got those. Bingo. Ooh, pretty eggs.
Aren't they though?
Uh-huh. My family could never pull that shit off. V8 OHV. Supercharger intake manifold V8 OHV. It's a performance shop because I know I saw that.
Okay, Boog, that sounds cool.
Two 4-barrel carbs. Carburetor 4-barrel. 2 of them, please. Scoop air filters. Air scoop. Surprisingly, not here. Okay. Scoop. It's about to be a $15,000 engine.
That all?
Mission wires V8. Surprisingly, yes. Exhaust manifold V8 OHV. Where are you? There you are.
We had a Mustang come through the shop one time. Had $38,000 worth of work done to the engine on the top end. The top end. 38 grand.
How'd you not total it?
When one of the performance engines comes in like that, there are 2 people in the building that get to touch the keys. The master tech and the service manager. When I leave for the day, they went home with me. When you have a vehicle that's sitting in your shop that can get a ticket for sitting still, the keys go home to the service manager.
I mean, that's fair.
That was also another bad thing about being a service manager is you always had the, well, you know, it happens first thing in the morning on my drive to work. So you'd have to drive the customer car home and then drive it into work the next morning. Like, imagine the amount of tiny cars that I've gotten stuck in. I had to drive a Ford Focus to work one time. Oh, there was a time I got stuck in a Prius.
Gotta tell it now.
100% got stuck in a Prius. Okay, customer came in, wanted to change the oil in their Prius. Cool, yeah, no big deal. I go out to get the mileage and stuff, and I go to move it because they parked it in the middle of the lane. They didn't, like, park it in a parking space. So I get in the parking space. I cut the car off. It takes me 10 minutes to find out how to put the damn thing in park because they have a button for park. There's no, like, they have a gear shift selector, right? But it's, you want to change gears down into drive, you flip it. It's like a big freaking toggle switch. Okay?
Okay.
Except park is a button you push on the dash. So after sitting in my car, sitting in this car for 10 minutes with my phone going, how to put Prius in park. And seeing a video on YouTube going, what the, ah, damn it. Boop. I gotta reach for the handle. Prius handles to open the door are under the door handle. So the door handle used to pull it shut. The opening handle is under that door handle. Now, chat hasn't seen how wide I am, but you have seen how wide I am. In a Prius, 93% of me was up that door. So I gotta try to reach in there, and I can't get my hand in there no matter what I do. I had a big brain moment, and I roll down the window. And I'm gonna reach and grab the door handle from the outside. Too far back, my shoulder won't flex. So I called parts manager that was working for me at the time, and I said, hey. She said, yeah, what's up? I said, you're gonna laugh. I said, but wait till this is over before you laugh. And she goes, why do I immediately want to laugh right now? I said, I need you to walk outside into the service lot. She goes, okay. I said, yep, that's why I called you on your cell phone. Walk outside in the service lot. She walks outside. I said, okay, I see you. She goes, where are you? I said, you see the little white Prius? And she goes, yeah. I said, come let me out of this damn thing. I'm stuck. I said, I can't reach the handle. The door won't open. I'm stuck. She hit the ground. I told her, I said, I'll remember this. I'll remember this. You'll be like, oh no, something's wrong. God. I said, I'll laugh at you for 10 minutes before I help you. 2.5 weeks later, I got my revenge.
What happened?
We had a car on the lift. We needed somebody in the car actuating the brake pedal because something weird was going on. We were trying to figure it out.
Oh, no.
So we sent her up in it. So she was actuating the lift. No, no, that one's evil. Well, we tear it apart while it's up in the air and start figuring out what's going on while she's actuating the pedal. She is done. We're done with her. And then we realize we've torn so much apart we can't let the car down. Because the back axle is being supported by an axle jack.
Okay.
So we're like, well, we just jump down. She goes, I'm not jumping from up here. I said, okay, so I'm going to have to reach up and pick you up and bring you down. And she goes, okay. I said, well, you know, just covering bases here. You're okay that I pick you up and set you down? She goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay, some people aren't okay with being picked up. Well, I reach up and I pick her up and she goes, no, you son of a bitch. I picked her up like you would a toddler, just underneath her arms because she was little. And I just picked her up and then sat her down next to me and went, here you go. And she said, I hate you. I said, you shouldn't have laughed at me in the parking lot, and turned around and walked off.
Oh, no.
Then I hear just howling laughter in the rest of the shop. And I come back out of my office and look, and our master tech's on the floor. And I'm like, Jamie, what is wrong? He said, Jessica told me you picked her up like a toddler. And someone else goes, Jamie, why are you laughing? And Jamie screams across the shop, Jace picked Jessica up like she was a toddler. Whole shop lost it. Jessica's red as a tomato. So embarrassed. She walks up to me and she goes, I'm not going to laugh at you again. I'm sorry. I also may have covered her office on a Saturday with happy birthday over the hill, caution, walker parking stuff when she turned 30.
Oh, God.
Oh, it was great. I walked into work one day and the GM comes running out to me and he goes, run now, save yourself. She got here before you, run.
I like how
I just-
I like how he implied, oh, by the way, I sold you out. Bye!
She immediately knew it was me because we always did stupid stuff like that to each other. She was a fantastic person to work with. She was like a sister. She's amazing. But we were always doing stupid stuff like that. Like one day, the return batteries were sitting next to my desk when I was working just in parts. And we had one leak. And she had walked out into the shop and was smoking a cigarette.
Go ahead.
And
Keep going. That was me going, wait a minute.
she walks out in the shop, she's smoking a cigarette. At the same time, I'm neutralizing the acid from this battery with baking soda. And I looked at her and I said, I would prefer not to explode. And she goes, what? I said, when you neutralize battery acid with baking soda, it lets off an obscene amount of hydrogen gas. And she looks at me for a second and I said, have you seen the Hindenburg? And she goes, oh, and just takes off to the other side of the shop. I said, you're standing there with an open flame next to basically blowtorch fuel.
Belt B, V80HV. Ha,
Well,
there
Mike,
you are.
while I agree with what you're saying, we might have to spread out the episodes of playing this game so I can remember more. Because this is all blurs from many years past.
A, B. There it is. Gotta check it.
Lol. See, Boog, I'm not known for getting into tight spaces, but I'm known for being way more flexible than I should be. Like, I have no trouble just hopping up over the side of a pickup truck sometimes. Or, like, just twisting down sideways to grab something that I really shouldn't have been able to twist to do. My massage therapist always thought it was weird. She'd, like, have my arm pretty much in, like, an arm bar from wrestling. She'd be like, does this not hurt? And I go, no, it feels great. She goes, this should hurt.
All right, let's put the bottom of the engine together. This is the easy part. Hot cap, boop.
There is one vehicle I've driven in my life that I wish I had gotten pictures of.
Oh boy.
Mazda Miata.
Oh, I know this story.
Parts manager I had at the time, he drove all kinds of cars. He brought a Miata to work one day, and he goes, Chase, I will buy you lunch today if you can fit in this car and drive it. And I said, you know I can't fit in a Miata. And I looked, and it was a convertible, and I said, oh, I might be able to fit in a Miata. Now, I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen Shriners in a parade. But have you ever seen a Shriner in a parade that's driving those little tiny toy cars to make the kids laugh?
Careful.
That's what I look like.
Careful.
Careful what?
Playing a dangerous game with verbiage.
Shriners riding in the little tiny toy cars? But
Mercury Capri. The hell is a Mercury Capri?
Mercury had the Capri, Chevrolet had the Caprice.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Caprice.
Yep. Caprice I hated because they had a photosensitive EEPROM on them, and the sticker that kept the memory safe would get old and fall off. And if you ever opened the car door after it fell off, the light from the car would erase the computer.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I shoved myself in this tiny little Miata with the roof down. and the windshield came up to just under my chin. So I did laps around the dealership, just blowing the horn and waving at people. Beep beep, hi.
I think I got it all. Only took me a half hour. It's a damn nice looking engine.
Bumps the starter, makes 2 revolutions, it's out of time, breaks the rod. What? What?
Looks good to me. Yes, I'm being an asshole now. Okay. Let's make it mechanically sound, and then we're probably going to have to do a couple of orders. Actually, looking at the money, we might have to do a couple of orders to keep paying for that.
Lamau. Oh, we had this dude one time when I was working at Advance that called in trying to, be the smart ass, Like, you got blinker fluid? Those kind of people. Well, he didn't realize it, but he asked for exhaust fluid. And when I told him, yeah, it was on the shelf, how much it was for 5 gallons versus 50-gallon drum,
Oh,
he didn't believe me.
no.
He drove up there. I took him to it. He looked dumbfounded. It was hilarious.
Normal one looked like body shop. Hellcat. It's bad that I'm actually partial to the originals for the taillights. Let's grab a rear bumper and a front bumper.
Speaking of taillights, you want to know the hardest Ford part to find?
Oh no. What is it?
A turn signal motor for a Mustang.
Gonna need details.
Older style Mustangs had wiper blades for your headlights. Well, I mean, some of the Lincolns have those. Older style Mustangs had the 3 bulb turn signals on the rear, where they would go inside, middle, outside when they would blink. Inside, middle, outside. Inside, middle, outside. So it was a blinking line of which way the car was going. It was all the rage back when these were new, and it's now starting to come back into style. But that was done with a motor. It was a motor that when you would turn on the turn signal would literally take a 3-position switch and go click, 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 click.
Okay.
And that's how it would work. I have a better chance of getting pure drinking water out of a rock than finding turn signal motor for an older style Mustang. I've been able to locate one in my career, and it took 8 months.
Jesus.
And it was $1,100. It's a new in box FOMOCO one. It was amazing to find it.
Radiator.
Now, Mike, going back to the whole wiper blade for the headlight thing, that's always a cool thing to see. Sometimes it's superlative. There are climates where it's really nice to have that. I hate to think about how, a few years from now, everyone's going to have to start replacing the motors that spin the headlights in these newer cars. Because the newer ones have where your headlights will turn the way you're turning your wheel to give you more advanced view around corners. And that's just, oh. Or the time the lady put said Rudolph nose and antlers on her car and then came in complaining that her collision avoidance system was throwing a fault code. The nose was sitting in front of the radar. Quad steer was a really cool idea, but it was entirely too soon to be feasible.
Two A, 3B, 3C. 2A, 3B,
Yeah, Boog, one time
3C.
we had lunch brought in the dealership and I was challenged to eat something and then I ate it and I was challenged again and then I ate it and then they learned very quickly to not challenge me to eat anymore.
3A. That just seems like an all-around bad idea to challenge you to eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just a losing proposition.
That's how those people went missing in the 90s.
We're gonna move on.
See, I was at a restaurant and I heard Donner Party of 8. I assumed that's what I was supposed to be eating. There's so many references in that sentence.
Okay, that's handled. Reservoirs and everything are in. Let's go ahead and top everything off. Let's see if this is going to be one of the bad cars to fill up the power steering on. You want to yell at devs in a minute? Oh, this is actually a good one. Some of these, they don't let you see the fill line because of the camera placement.
Do you want to be fair? There are some reservoirs where no matter how bad you twist yourself, you can't see the fill line. I've had some that I've had to fill, use a spot mirror, fill, use a spot mirror. Or the transmissions that need their fluid checked regularly but don't have a dipstick.
There's a bolt you open up and you check it that way.
There's a bolt that if you can open it and fluid comes out, it's at the correct level.
Filling it's even harder.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that one. My dad had a truck that did that. Okay, so that's going to be about as far as we can get that car tonight, given the money that we've got. I think... Let's see, is there anything at the car parking? No. So let's go outside. I'd say let's go ahead and sell this, since we decided which one we wanted to touch. Lost nothing on it, which is fine. Turns out just the fact that we sold it gave us an extra 100 credits over what we bought it for, so. Eat these large French bread deli sandwiches from the supermarket, bring jars of pickles, and sometimes eat the internals so I could take the bread and dunk it in the leftover pickle juice. Okay, let's see if we can get any further on this. First of all, double check. Chase, why do I want to put this on this car?
No.
Nothing else to grab there.
You know, look, I partially understand the coworker's opinion, but I also understand your point of view as well. Because I love pickles. But can't stand pickle juice or pickle on a sandwich.
Okay, I'm gonna be a bigger weirdo. There's only some pickles I like.
This is true. Like garlic koshers are good. Bread and butter, I'm not so much a fan of.
Baby sweets I like.
Oh, those are good.
Bread and butter if they were done correctly.
Yeah.
Hey chat, what color are we painting the car? Chartreuse.
Really, Mike? Really? See, my official suggestion is CSTM purple.
Also, where are we titling it at?
Don't ask me how I know this. Pennsylvania or New Jersey, the car taxes are the best there. Okay, fine. I worked in vehicle fleet services for a while. You have to know where the taxes for the vehicles are cheapest so you know where to title them in for the company. As long as they have an office there, their titles can be done in that state.
My God, I have to press individually for each one of these.
No, yeah, I agree with you on that one, Boog. That will 1,000% keep you from dying in the sun. It's also really good for hangovers.
Move
For the same
car
reason.
to the paint shop. I have no options to do, like, specific color codes.
Gee, that makes me sad. Can you do a track coat purple?
Ooh, ooh. Ooh,
There you go.
I like that
there
one.
you go.
I like that one.
Yes. Yes.
There we go. Look at that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Well, it's spring here. I can't wait for you to leave it parked outside for 5 minutes while doing something, come back and it be an orangey yellow color. I'm telling you, nothing attracts pollen like a freshly painted car. Or a freshly cleaned one either.
All right. I think we'll wrap up here. Actually, let's just go ahead and put this back down. We'll wrap up here. That's the end of this project. Next time we play this, we'll start by taking some orders to get more money, and then we'll go back to working in Bay 2 for the second half of that stream to continue building our project car.
Yay!
Sound good?
Sounds bueno.
Tomorrow, we got a 4-hour stream in Minecraft, so make sure you guys bring your popcorn, make sure you guys bring all your tinfoil hats, and get ready for the fun that is Minecraft.
Tinfoil hats. Am I talking conspiracies?
Well, I was wondering.
Oh boy.
I have
Here we
not
go.
asked you this question yet.
Here we go.
Can we fight the Ender Dragon?
If I have enough ender pearls to find the portal.
I've got pearls.
Okay.
I got pearls.
Okay. It actually gave me an excuse to get a plane and into the end so I can get an elytra. I'd really like to make a jetpack from Create. Because there's just certain places that the quadcopter just does not fit.
So, I'm hearing yes, try and get to the dragon.
Possibility.
Now, here's the trick. We're going to find the fortress on stream.
I'm going to need a bunch of pearls then.
Fine.
So, here's what we'll do. Is we will...
All the conspiracy theories around the end game of Minecraft. Big.
What we'll do is I'll pick you up in the 2-seater blimp.
Okay.
You'll have the Eyes of Ender. I'll fly. You periodically throw and try to catch the pearls.
Okay.
And then we'll find it.
We can do that.
I think we can make that work.
Okay. So, everyone who's on the Minecraft server, if you want to battle the dragon tomorrow and you've got the stuff to do it, join us. Where are we squatting up? Spawn?
Yeah, spawn's the best place.
Everybody go to spawn then. Use the Dyn map to get the coordinates. And we will end a dragon fight by the end of stream tomorrow.
Oh.
Who knows? If we got extra time, maybe we'll go down and check out an ancient city.
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
Mm-mm. One or the other.
One or the other.
One or the other.
Can't do both in a night?
No. It's not that we can't. It's that I refuse.
Okay.
There's not many things I will flat out put my foot down and tell you no to. No.
Boog, my chickens. All right. Well, we will go ahead and wrap here. We'll see you guys for Minecraft tomorrow. Everybody, as in Chase, say goodbye.
Bye.
And Chad, I have one question for you. Anyone for some customs? Bye!